Peace, peace. What's going on, family? It's your brother Naheem, BKA Lord Abbott, aka Mr. Just the Facts. Just the facts. We take pride. we we take pride in that motto. I know I do. And this first, make sure y'all hit the like button, share the video out. Let people know that a conversation about reparations is going down. A serious conversation, because reparations is rooted in political action and political activity. It's not rooted in sound bites and exorbitant numbers. So y'all make sure y'all share the video out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell icon next to this. I'm just kind of ready to just get it in. Hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button. Become a part of the notification nation so that you will be informed every time we go live. Yeah, we on again. Let me give a shout out to our people in the chat. Peace, sister BTP, Riri in the building. Peace to the number one Freedman family, BTP, and this entire group. One love, and that entire group, our everyday supporters. We're few, but we're powerful. Peace to Vyasa Nicola Gullah. I never know if I'm saying your name right. Vince Jefferson, peace. Asim Majek. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Peace to the Freedmen. Peace to XX Sister Fate XX. She said BTP is bringing the power to all the Freemen. We're striving to do our best in that department. Peace, brother Ty Harper is in the building. Let me go ahead and wrench Ty Harper up, matter of fact. Brother Lenny Lewis is in the building. Cato, peace, Miss Battle. I see you in the chat. The fam is on deck, man. The peace sister Juanita Murray. The fam is on deck. Get my brother Ty Harper a wrench up in this piece. So, all right. So we some people didn't like our recap last night, and it's understandable. We was talking the spicy stuff that we didn't talk the night before, because we stressed that we as Freedmen reparationists are serious about reparations, and that we don't believe that a lot of these people are. We don't believe that. And they prove it, in my opinion, at every turn. What's up, Conscious Funk? LD Ward was good, family. They proved that at every turn. So, we got into a Twitter debate today. The guy Mud that was on the night before, he felt some kind of way. And, it's all good. You should feel some kind of way. It is what it is. We ain't mad at that. But it went into a whole big day-long debate. I was at work, so I couldn't really respond the way I wanted to respond, because we deal with the scholarship. Oh, man, somebody said something against scholarship. I want to make sure I got that. I don't got that. Hold on. Make sure I got that. Share that and bring that up. Let me see. Yeah, somebody says scholarship is nonsense. We're going to bring this Khaleesi person up as well. A couple of her tweets. Who says scholarship is nonsense? I want you all to think about that for a minute, right? We've done several book clubs here on Be the Power. Scholarship is critical, which is why book clubs are important. And I'm not going to break down all of the different elements as to why, but without scholarship, you never truly get, especially if the scholastic methodology is being properly followed, you never really get the truth pertaining to the historical records, right? No one's writing about this. I'm just trying to save this image. Let me save this image so I can pull it up. Bros will be on in a minute as well. Let me get in. Let's get into my bag a little bit. Let me share this with the family. I want to. Why it look like that? Hold on. Why does it look like that? Give me 1 second, family. I thought I had this downloaded, and I didn't. There we go. There we go. Okay, I want to share this with the fam. Peace, brother Prime in the building. I see you, aka Michael Jordan, Sister April. I see you, my sister's keeper, Shop LLC. I see you. Okay, let me share this because I think that this is crazy. This is crazy to me. This is one of the people that's down with the people that we were debating with today, Mud, Michael Graham, et cetera, right? I thought the brother was goofy. And, they got mad at that, and it is what it is. You're supposed to come to the defense of your team. I'm not mad at none of that. All is fair in love and war, right? But when you say scholarship is nonsense, scholarship is nonsense. What you are essentially saying is that we will not rely on authority. Now, we were accused of trying to make arguments from authority. We are great with logical fallacies over here. We don't make arguments from authority. We make arguments from sound research. There are some things we disagree with in the scholarship. There are some things we can question because that's what the research is there for. This is why scholars, when they write books, it'll be a volume 1, edition 1, edition 2, edition 3, because there's some things that you might have not caught in the first go round because maybe it wasn't available to you. And you've learned more, so much so that in the next edition of the book, you can augment it. No simple, right? Scholarship. Who says scholarship is not nonsense except somebody that's trying to mislead you? Because they want the narrative to be what they want it to be, right? So tonight, we want to get into, she's in the chat. She said, all I do is scholarship. She said, wait a minute, let's pull this up. I'm spinning. Hold on. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do at all. I really don't know you at all. At all. So but let me pull her comment back up because I don't wait, hold on. Let's pull her comments up. She said corny lying, right? So I'm the liar, family. I'm the liar. So we're going to leave a comment up. Let's share the screen again. And just people in the chat, if you feel that I'm spinning anything or if I'm lying, call me on it. We don't do bobblehead over here. We stand to be corrected on anything. So if scholarship is nonsense, then she's changing it. I said that to your tweet about nonsense. You said scholarship is nonsense. It's clearly your words. You typed that up. If you should have said your tweet is nonsense. Your tweet is nonsense. But anyway, let's get back to shout out to LD Ward. He's for the contribution policies, protection, education, and Freedman card alleviates any talks about payments. Our legacy is top shelf for all we've done. I would have to get a little more detail on what you mean by that, brother. But now I'm the one that's spinning. Now I'm the one that's lying, right? They said drop the link. I'm not gonna scroll, but this is what you do. Text the link, put the link in the inbox on Twitter, and I'll pull it up and put it in the chat. I didn't type this. I didn't crop her words out. None of that. Scholarship is nonsense. If you made a mistake, you should have just said, I made a mistake. I misspoke or whatever the case may be. We offered them to come on, Be the Power, to have the debate. They said no. They didn't want to have the debate. A lot of this centers around, I have screenshots too. I'm about to pull up another one. A lot of this centers around the fact that, let me play this video. Let me play this video real quick, because we dealing with some Sesame Street stuff over here. Well, let's play this real quick. Let's play this.
Little game? Okay, good. Here we go. 3 of these kids belong together. 3 of these kids are kind of the same. But one of these kids is doing his own thing. Now it's time to play our game. It's time to play our game. Tell which kid is doing his own thing? Well, which of these kids is doing his own thing?
I know it's a little corny. It is what it is. I want to highlight something.
Which kid is doing his own thing? Before my song is done.
All right, let's get out of that. One of these kids is doing their own thing, right? And that's what's going on in the reparations movement. So when we say scholarship is nonsense and we ignore the scholarship and we say somebody is wrong because we want to do our own thing, we want to be the front and center of the reparations movement. We want to be the voices of it. We want to use these imaginary numbers that don't even exist in anything real or tangible. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. So let's pull up the sister's other tweet, right? Let's pull up her other tweet. Let's pull this up. This is the sister's other tweet. Make sure, there ain't no cropping out of, ain't no copying and pasting. She threw me the middle finger. It's all good. I'll throw middle fingers. So you get one back, you can't be mad. It's like somebody was just texting me not too long ago, cursing me out. Talk about, I donate to your platform. So basically, don't curse me back out because I donate. I'm like, what's wrong with these people? But that's a part of the mental illness that's going on with our people. Okay, so she said you couldn't understand $850,000 over 10 years is $85,000 a year divided by 12 equals $7,083 divided by 4 is $1,771 a person a month. Divided by 4, it's $443 a week per person. See, this is what's going on with this 6.2 quadrillion movement. They found something that they believe makes them stand out from the crowd. They get to get little sound bites shared all over Instagram and Twitter, and they get to be headlining the far right wing newspaper, the Epic Times. And there's something wrong with us for pointing this thing out, right? So let's close this. Let's close this. Let's get into what we have on our website. Let's get into what we have on our website. Let's get into what we have on our website. Because we don't have to make up nothing. Some of this stuff is just simple. We're not clout chasing. And remember, we sent this to Dr. Darity for edit. Let me see. Let's blow that back up. Just to make sure, not necessarily an edit, just to make sure that we were on the right path with what we're talking about. So let's get into this. Let's go up. This is from our website, Reparations 101. From BeThePower.org. This is our page, Reparations 101. Let me put that link in the chat. It may be a little distorted according to your browser settings, but we're going to migrate this site to a whole nother WordPress site soon. So let's give us a few. So let's scroll down. Okay. Okay, let's get into this. Take me a sip of water. Hold on. Let's read. It says William Darity Jr., the leading socioeconomist on the topic of reparations, and folklorist A. Kirsten Mullen give the clearest monetary breakdown of what is owed the descendants of freedmen in America. I chose those words wisely and very carefully because it's a clear breakdown. These numbers are going to always change. They're going to always change. And he gives his view, well, their view, excuse me. They give their view. We view the black-white wealth gap as a blight on the nation. While the 40 million eligible recipients of black reparations constitute about 12% of the American population, they possess less than 2% of the nation's wealth. This translates into an average or mean differential per household of about $840,000 in net worth. They're clear in their language, right? Ultimately, a well-designed reparations program could have a powerful impact on producing greater wealth equality among Black Americans. Consider the median to mean ratio. Suppose all Blacks received an additional $841,900 to make up for the mean deficit. Again, let me stress. This is just a part of the plan. And we're going to get into what Kramer said. And it's going to debunk everything that the 6.2 quadrillion crew of distracting, detractor clout chasers are talking about. It says as of 2019, the Black median to mean ratio per household was $24,100 to $188,200, or approximately 13%. If the Black mean rises to the same level as the white mean through the provision of an additional $841,900 to each Black household, the Black median to mean ratio would change dramatically to $841,900 to $983,400, or approximately 87%. So what are we looking at here? So the key is what Dr. Darity and A. Kirsten Mullen says here. The Black median to mean ratio per household was $24,100 slash $188,200. I'm getting tongue tied. I'm just ready to get into like the next part of this stuff. And we kind of went over this, but I want people to stick a pin in this stuff, right? So we then get to what he says here, what they say here. The Black median to mean ratio would change dramatically to, now peep these numbers, family. Let's peep these numbers. $841,900 slash $983,400. See, when you're trying to make an argument, one of the things that you do is you do what's called in logical fallacies, cherry pick. You cherry pick. It's probably one of the oldest tactics known to man. I'm going to pick out something to cherry pick out of your argument, and I'm going to harp on that. See, nobody brings up the $983,400. They don't bring that element of it up, right? So, and we say that that's roughly $850,000 per household for the descendants of the formerly enslaved freedmen. Ideally, these payments, and I should have put should be, because nobody's solid on those payments, right? And we've heard that number 10 years. I've heard 5 years. I've heard some crazy numbers of years by Bob Johnson, et cetera, right? This is what negotiations is for. This is what proposals are for. Let's just say HR 40 passes, et cetera, right? And we break it down. This would effectively amount to $85,000 per year in either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly direct payments to the freedmen descendants. And I'm going to change all this language up. We're freedmen. Our status in the United States of America is freedmen. There's no need to put descendants of freedmen and freedmen descendants. I'm going to change all of this up soon. This will close directly the racial wealth gap with respect to household net worth. People don't read, they don't comprehend. They're so bent on trying to make an argument. So what I want to do is I want to come out of this. Like, this is simple, man. This is why we wanted them to come on. Let's have the debate, but they didn't want to come on. So, and I can't see the chat, y'all. So, because I'm doing my thing, and when I'm on by myself, I get to concentrate on the chat. When the bros is on, I be wanting them to go in. So, we just did our own math, right? Let's break it down. Let's break it down. But matter of fact, first, let me pull up what Logic said. Peace. He said Freedmen need to study chapter 13 and From Here to Equality. This guy, Mud, is in the chat. He said we already had the debate. We had no debate at all. We had no debate at all. Because like my brother Logic said last night, had we had the debate, it would have been a fish fry. We gave y'all courtesy coming on the platform and building with y'all. Okay, so let's break these numbers down. Right? Roughly, I said on the website, $850,000 per person. Per household. Per household. So you break that, you divide that by 10 years, that's 85,000 per year. You divide that by 12, that's $7,083 per month going to a black household, a black family, right? And this stuff is not solid. These are proposals based on the way an economist is supposed to think. These people, Michael Graham and Cash and who else, man? The whole 6.2 quadrillion crew, the Khaleesi person, the Mud. These people are not economists. These people are trying to create sound bites and buzzes for their little YouTube channels in their clubhouse rooms. So when you're putting the numbers down in the way that an economist is supposed to think, this is how you have to do it. You have to come up with numbers, and you have to come up with how you got those numbers, et cetera, et cetera. You give your baseline. You can talk about the big numbers, and we're going to get to that when we get to Kramer. See, what Kramer says is going to kill everything that the 6.2 quadrillion crew is saying with his own words. And hopefully we'll hear no more of it. If they keep going after the fact, then that's just, the type of character that they have. It's just as simple as that. Honors Afro Shop for the contribution to the platform. And tomorrow is a G birthday too, man. I might celebrate. I don't know, and I do it. I accept gifts. I accept gifts. So, this is a little pre-birthday gift to myself, debunking nonsense, because I love debunking nonsense, right? So that's $1,770 a week. These are just but rough estimates based on the baseline that Dr. Darity and A. Kirsten Muller, along with several other economists, have come up with. To the right of that is the other number that everybody, keeps forgetting about in this context. We got it. They don't want to go to the website. They don't want to read anything that we have. They want to ignore us. They want to take sound bites so that they could run with it. Like we say, American freedmen. They're like, now we ain't going to say American freedmen because they said it. We just going to say U.S. freedmen. And then one of these kids is doing their own thing. You see what I'm saying? There's always we just got, and look, we don't necessarily mind it if we all on a freedman code, because there has to be a freedman code. And the records give us the groundwork for that code. That's how we help develop where we're at right now. Go back and watch from the beginning to where we're at right now. You're going to see exponential growth, and it starts with us looking into our freedmen history. It's just as simple as that. So let's look at this other number, right? Because this thing is political, and in politics, there's going to be negotiation. These things are negotiable. You don't come to the table with some stupid number like 6.2 quadrillion. Let's just be real with it. So $983,400 divided by 10. Simple math, fam. I don't know how you respond. I don't know how you respond to this. I don't know. You know, Sister Riri said this is all to be distracting. And yeah, and I don't think I don't know. Maybe the people that's leading them in thought know that they're being distracting. Then you get somebody, a young brother like Cash, and I have nothing against that brother. I hope he learns from all of this. I have absolutely nothing against him. But then what they do is they latch on to it. And then the distraction that people was trying to cause, because maybe they had a problem with one of the OGs or something. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they had a problem. Then they then they blow up something, then somebody else catches on to it. What happens when you go in front of Fox News? Like this is a direct statement to the brother Cash. What happens if you go in front of Fox News? You're being interviewed by any one of them, and you start talking what you were talking here on Be the Power. They are going to cook you, and it's going to make the whole movement look bad when you start talking about motherboards and robots and all of this other stuff dealing with 40 acres in a Tesla. When you start talking about quadrillion, 6.2 quadrillions, they're going to start saying things like, well, you do know that the total, what is it? I got it pulled up. The GDP of the whole planet is only $84.54 trillion. You do know that, right? Right. So, and then they're going to toy with you because they're going to know that you're not used to being interviewed in such, like, but who wants to listen to that? And then that's not just the Cash. Mike, this is Michael Graham, Mud, etc. Khaleesi. If y'all are promoting that, then y'all going to get toyed with the same exact way because there's no way to justify it. But who wants to listen? Nobody. See, people don't like us. A lot of these people, ain't like us from day one. And it's cool. We understand that. We're doing politics. Everybody's not gonna like you. And we get that. And we flow and we still keep teaching and doing that thing, doing our thing. Straight up. Straight up. Thank you for the little birthday shouts in the chat, man. Thank you. Thank you. So, let's get back into the numbers before we get to Kramer. Simple, easy work. Hashtag easy work. Let's make that a hashtag. Okay, $98,340 per year divided by 12 is $8,195 a month. Divide that by 4, that's $2,048 a week. Let's go back to the low number. $1,770 a week for the next 10 years. This is household income. Let's just say the family, it's a together family, right? And when I say together family, unbroken, mother, father, and children. See, when you're read and studied on the information, you also know that Dr. Darity and several other economists, they propose baby bonds as well. When you add these different layers and element to the conversation and constructing a pure reparations package, things get simplified. There's no confusion at all. None. Zero. So you ask the average person, go in your neighborhoods right now, and I challenge you. I challenge you all. Let's not even deal with the 850,000 broken down to the 85,000 to the 7,000. Go to the people that you know in your neighborhoods, in the hood. Ask them, you and your husband, y'all live together, even if you're a single mother, and some of this stuff got to be worked out. Some families are broken up. We're talking about household wealth. And I had an article that I was going to get into, but I'm not going to get into that tonight. I'll get into that another time, dealing with the Black family. Ask them, would $1,770 every week for the next 10 years make a difference in your life? Because just ask them that. Like, now we take it to practicality and pragmatism. Just ask them, would $1,770 make a difference in you and your family's life. Every week, this is coming into your family on top of any income that you are working for. Maybe you like your job. You don't want to leave your job, right? Speaking of the great Dr. Darity, he and several other economists got together and did a report called What We Get Wrong About Closing the Racial Wealth Gap. And in that research paper, it showed like this stuff. What are y'all reading? It showed that black people actually save more than whites. We got to hold our money. We can't just go spend reckless on stuff. We just can't do it. We can't. So a lot of us just hold our money, especially those of us that have, that earn money via our jobs. Despite these myths of profligation, like we're just this profligate group. Again, that rhetoric is Confederate rhetoric that goes back to Reconstruction. Come on. Let's get serious here, family. Let's get serious. I can't see everybody's comments in the chat. I already said that, but I guess I could stop sharing it. Like I said, I didn't even go to the high number. Go ask families right now, and the Freedman families with 1,007. That's like hitting the lotto. Don't they got lotto like $1,000 a week for life, $2,000 a week for life? I don't want to, say it in that way, but just saying it in a way that can be simple to understand. Simple. This isn't rocket science. What rebuttal can you mount to that? I look forward to seeing it. I don't need to save that. Unsave. Okay. Now, y'all, let's get into Cramer. Let's get into Cramer. Like, this is easy. What are y'all reading? What are y'all studying? I don't, when I say I don't understand, sometimes, we're being funny. It's cliche. Then sometimes I really don't understand. Sometimes I just really do not understand. So what does Cramer have to say? He's their go-to guy. Cash was on Cramer. They was in Clubhouse. I think it was today or yesterday. Cramer. On the thread, Khaleesi and Michael Graham and Mud. Cramer. So basically they're saying we're running with this 6.2 quadrillion regardless. Okay. Y'all see this date here? I hope y'all can see that. Let me see if y'all can see that. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it says summer 2020. Now y'all know how we do on Be the Power. We put the link in the chat. We don't want to ever be accused of taking anything out of context, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, let me pull my brother Logic's comment up. That caught my eye. Wait, first let me go to my brother Michael Jordan's comment, aka Prime, BTP Prime. That $1,000 a week would most definitely help Freedman families. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. Because that's one element of it. One element. So let's go. Let me pull up my brother Logic's comment. 6.2 quadrillion has never been appropriated by any government in the history of government or mankind. It's completely foolish to support such a fantastical idea, especially in this political environment. You know what? Do I want to go to that article first? No. I'm unsharing that. Hold on. Let's pull up this other article on Cramer first, and then we're going to get back into that. Oh, it feel like it's only 36 minutes in. It feel like I've been on here for 2 hours teaching. Light work. This is light work, man. Let's pull this up. Right? Oh, that's a Tesla. Oh, that was a Tesla sound on there. The irony. Oh, the irony. Okay, breaking views. U.S. racism's $13 trillion legacy is just the start. This is from Reuters by someone named Anna Zymansky. Szymanski. I'm going to assume that's pronounced Zymansky. June 19, 2020. This is 2020. This is from last year. They get into it. So yeah, they're talking about Kramer. Right? Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, it says this is based off of well, I'll read it. The value of income lost during slavery is staggering. We agree with that. It is. It's crazy. It's astronomical when you adjust for inflation. Well, yeah. Let me continue. The US practice lasted for nearly 250 years, almost equivalent to the time from the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776 until today. University of Connecticut professor Thomas Kramer, that's their go-to guy. Somebody else did a interview. The hashtag leader did an interview, and when asked about dollar signs, they said this $20 trillion, right? It was like, we can't say what Darity said. Anyway, University of Connecticut professor Thomas Kramer estimates the present value of unpaid wages for just the 89 years after independence to be nearly $20 trillion using a 3% interest rate. Use a 6% interest rate, and that reparations bill rises to almost $7 quadrillion. That is around 50 times global GDP. And they also cite Dr. Darity and A. Kirsten Muller. Then there's the question of land. In 1865, order set aside land for black households, widely remembered as a promise of, quote unquote, 40 acres and a mule. A Roosevelt Institute report by Duke University professor William Darity and writer Kirsten Mullen estimates that at least 40 million acres should have been allocated. If the value grew at a 6% compound interest rate, it would today be worth over $3 trillion, more than the market capitalizations of Amazon.com and Apple combined. While they have to throw these little traps in these types of stories to kind of make people screw their, what? You mean to tell me we're going to give the Negroes more than the capitalizations of Amazon and Apple combined? But that's what white media does, and they've been doing that since the freedmen have been released from private bondage in this nation. And we're going to get into all of that as the weeks go by. Because this guy, this let me calm down. This one brother, I am going to call his name though, Daniel Davenport. We was in the clubhouse room one night, and he said, you can't find Friedman in the New York Times, but you can find the hashtag name. What? So what the team and I, what we do what we do. We've been researchers for years. We didn't just jump in this space last year into something new. Many of these positions that you hear us, that we've had them for a long, long time. Like I said, Be the Power is something we started in 2014. 2014. You refine yourself as you grow. That's what education is for. Anyway. So, let me get out of this. Let's get out of this. But let me put this in the chat. I want people to read along. Y'all know how we do. I want people to read along. Put that in the chat. Let's close. Let's close this out. Now let's get into Kramer. The summer of 2020. Let me see. I see it, Logic. The screenshot in the chat. Let's get into Kramer. Kramer. Okay, so we starting this whole reparations thing. And I want you all, I don't know if y'all can see that number right there. Let me full screen that. Can y'all see what that says? It clearly says $19 trillion, right? It's the first numbers you see when you go to this page, $19 trillion. And he has a plus mark at the end of it. Let's not leave that out. And then we got more numbers, 8 hours, 365 days times 24 hours. And that's a dope picture right there. I might have to take that myself. I don't know if it's copyrighted, but I might have to take that. I like that. I like that right there. That's dope. Okay. The new reparations math. It doesn't add up, thought Thomas Kramer, because slaves didn't work 8-hour days. Where do I want to start with this, man? I just want to get into it, to be honest with you. Now, I just want to get into it, right? You know, he says the model calculations help us to wrap our minds around the magnitude of the injustice. So let's start here. Let's start here. Then I multiply the number of enslaved by 365 days per year times the 24 hours a day that the slaves did not have control over their lives. Like there's this other element to it that I'm glad Kramer takes into consideration. That element that Dr. Darity and A. Kirsten Mullen elucidates in their fine piece of scholarship. From Here to Equality, Reparations for Black Americans in the 21st century. Classes in session, y'all. BTP. This is what we do. Let's get into Kramer's words. I want to start here, though. I want to start from the Japanese Americans. Y'all good out there? Everybody straight? I hope everybody's, listening, taking a lesson in, so we can stop this foolishness and find a way to get on the same page. If you don't want to be on the same page, fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn into the running back. I'm going to take the football and I'm going to just keep busting through your line and keep scoring these touchdowns just like this every single time. So let's get into Kramer. What he said. Okay, the question. Japanese Americans who were victims of World War II internment received an apology and $20,000 reparations from then President Ronald Reagan. Holocaust survivors received reparations from the German government. What can be gleaned from these historical examples when talking about reparations for slavery in the United States? Let's blow this up a little bit more. Jeez, that went too far. He says, I think one thing is, this is Kramer, this is his words. Did I put this in the chat? I don't know. I think I did, but let me put it in there again. Let's put that in there again. Let's put that in there again. I think one lesson is, you can never fully repair. We agree. So reparations are, in a way, a misnomer. To me, it's a symbolic gesture of contrition. You acknowledge the historical injustice. You vow it'll never happen again. And you give a symbolic token of your sincerity. It's like when you wronged your neighbor. Instead of just saying you're sorry or just saying sorry, you say sorry and bring flowers or a bottle of wine that makes it more meaningful. It's a symbol. I don't know how I feel about that. I would need more context of what he means by that. And maybe it's the lens, the Friedman lens, that I'm forced to look through. Maybe in this instance, my Friedman lens are my rose-colored glasses. Everybody has a pair. Everybody has a pair. Okay, here we go, family. This deads the conversation. We're going to end it right here. Question. Your research estimates that reparations, wait, hold on. Yeah, no. Reparations payments for American slavery would equal $14 trillion, an incredible number. How did you arrive at that figure? Wait a minute. Because we just went into the last article, starting to see some similarity in numbers. We're starting to see some proximity in numbers. Think on that for a moment. The opening image on this page had the number $19 trillion on it. That sink in. These numbers sink in. What did Thomas Kramer say as opposed to what the detracting clout chasers said he said? Right? He says, I estimated how many slaves there were in each year that the United States existed And I excluded colonial slavery. Sheesh. He excluded that, which is good, right? But even to arrive at this number by excluding colonial slavery is crazy. It just shows how much this country owes us from the time this country becomes a country. The slave population was counted every 10 years. And for the years in between, I used linear interpolation to estimate the enslaved population. Look up the word interpolation, family. Let's look it up. Then I multiplied the number of enslaved by 365 days per year times the 24 hours a day that the slaves did not have control over their lives. Let's pause. For any of you that have ever, let me show myself. For any of you who have ever watched or listened to the audio recordings of the slaves that were from the 30s, I think Ted Koppel played some on ABC. You can find a bunch of them on YouTube right now. Recordings from former slaves, excuse me, people that were still living in the 30s, and they had these recordings of their lives. And they told the stories about how they worked from sun up until sundown. They worked until the work was done. One dude said we had to hang tobacco all night. All night. They worked basically around the clock. Like, let all of this stuff piece together as you read this and stop harping on these silly numbers, wanting to be out front and everything, pretending like you're bringing some type of awareness to this conversation, like all of these articles don't exist and the call for reparations is not already loud. Stop it. So let's finish reading. He says, and then I just did the calculation. What would a slave owner have had to pay at the time to a white person or a free laborer? I found historical wage information about unskilled labor, even though many of the enslaved were skilled. That's key right there. This estimate is conservative because unskilled labor wages were minimal, like 11 cents per hour. I multiplied the number of hours that the enslaved were available to slave owners times the hourly wage. Then I compounded that with the very conservative interest rate of only 3.3%. That doesn't even make up for inflation. That's how I arrived at the $14 trillion in 2009. Pay attention, family. At the time, it was worth 1 year of the US GDP. Further compounded to 2018, it's like 18 or 19 trillion dollars. I haven't done the calculation for 2020 yet, but it grows. It's usually roughly 1 time the US GDP. That's a super conservative estimate. Much more realistic interest rates at the time were 6%. I did the calculation also with 6%, and it just explodes. It gets into the quadrillions. What this economist laid out is clear. What he laid out is clear. First and foremost, he's playing with the numbers. And I'm just using a figurative term. But what happens if I use, he says it, what happens if I use 3% in today's money? What happens? $19 trillion. This is where people are getting the $20 trillion from. He then says, well, then I also did the calculation with 6%. And it just explodes. It gets into the quadrillions. Kramer never, ever pushed the 6.2 quadrillion number that these people are talking about. He's talking about what happened when he started playing with these numbers. That's it. There's nothing else to debate about. The debate is over. It's over. What else is there to even talk about? Stop saying 6.2 quadrillion. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. None. That's not what that man was pushing. Because y'all keep saying Kramer, 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 Kramer. Y'all try to make it seem like Dr. Darity has come up with the low ball number. He's lowballing us. I seen that on the thread. That Khaleesi person, I don't even know who she is. He's lowballing us. The socioeconomist, the professor that's fighting to see reparations happen is somehow coming up with the way to lowball us. It's craziness. Just with that one element we talked about. Let's deal with college alone. So we add in the reparations package. We want free college for the next. You play with this stuff. 3 generations. Next 3 generations, freedmen get free college. That's money's not extracted out of our 850,000 to 980,000, right? Money's not extracted. But it's its own price tag that can be calculated at the end of a fiscal year. Tax exemption, right? That's something that I've seen thrown around. Let's do tax exemption at the end of the fiscal year, especially once we get freedmen disaggregated. You can tally the number and see, well, because freedmen didn't pay X amount of taxes this year, this was the number. Again, another price tag, right? This is another addition. It's a bunch of stuff that you could name. There's a bunch of stuff that you can name. Juanita Murray said, "What's college without K through 12?" Right? So let's put the money into building up our education, pay our teachers better, build our schools better. This has been a complaint since Reconstruction. We read it in the Bloody Shirt. How to I think it was the Bloody Shirt. How the schools was poor. We pulled it up in the Freeman records. How the schools were poor. That's another bill outside of the direct cash payments being used to close the household income gap. Like somebody, a troll, said that we lack imagination. We're not using imagination. Peace to the family that I see. I can't see everybody. I see my sister Monica Lamb in the building. Peace, Sister BB Rodriguez. I can't see everybody else. UTLS in the building. Right? Excellent comment by my brother Logic. Logic and facts. Things mean something over here. How can you be on code with the Freedman family and throw away Dr. Darity, the leading economist on reparations, and the Freedman, and latch on to Thomas Kramer? People just want to be adverse. We're so used to fighting each other that they don't see that. They only see us. Why y'all attacking? Why are y'all attacking them? Y'all are being divisive. Y'all are trying to fight. Yeah, we trying to fight. That's a fact. We're fighting for our political lives. We don't know what the post-COVID numbers are going to show when it comes to our people. We see what our people tried to do with some of the stimulus money. Black businesses exploded. But in order for Black businesses to be maintained, it is going to take an infusion of capital like other businesses were able to receive from the 1800s until now. So I gotta fight. I'm gonna use every tool in the belt to fight. And if I gotta fight you first, then that's exactly what I'm gonna do, because y'all are not even a fight, to be honest with you. How that saying go, your hands is too short to box with the guards, period. You could say it's being braggadocious, or I don't care. I don't care. Like I said, we stand on the scholarship. We promote the scholarship, point blank, period. And we just read Thomas Kramer's words. He's not pushing 6.2 quadrillion. He just told you what happened when he played with some numbers. That's it. He believes it should be $19 trillion. Stresses that in several areas. And I know because I looked up several articles. This stuff is simple. It's keystrokes away. But who wants to do any real research? Who? Who wants to do any real? Nobody. Everybody just wants to be, everybody just wants to be out. We're not, nobody ever sees us trying to be in control of anything. We just present the research. I said it the other night. We're building brick by brick, one step at a time. We're working on some things because we want to make sure that it's right. I rely on the scholarship. No sacred cows. I said that the other night. But we rocking with Dr. Darity and A. Kirsten Mullen. I mean, we may disagree with some things, but it's nothing for us to text, email, Dr. Darity, hey, bro, look, I think we got, we have an issue with such and such, such and such. Then you could get an explanation to say, like 6.2 quadrillion. And Dr. Darity might say, well, that was just Thomas Kramer and myself, because I believe Dr. Darity was a part of that research. We were just making some valuations based on some percentages, e.g., playing with some numbers. But the baseline, so that we could, insofar as direct cash payments are concerned, close the household income gap. I mean, let's pull this stuff up, man. Like let's look at it. What did I do? Let's look at it in pictures. Let's look at it in pictures. Let me see. This is simple. Is this the household income chart? No, this is financial disparity. That's not it. I don't know where my other chart is at. I had it pulled up earlier. But anyway, I mean, we already know what it is. We already know what that gap is. And it was already broke down by the economists. I mean, I don't know if this cat-eye oracle saying they agree with Kramer's assessment or Dr. Darity's assessment. I don't know, but Kramer's assessment is 19 trillion. Somebody, AMPDM1 and PDM1 said it 19 trillion is good with me. It's good with me too. You get no argument out of me at all. You get no argument out of me on that one. I agree. But see, when people are not sincere and not serious, what they want to do is they just want to take something and run with it. Like my brother Logic said, they want to get on the basketball court with cleats on. And they want to try to bounce a football and shoot the football through the hoop. And then they got their own little cheering section way up in the bleachers. Yay! He's our king. Yay! And they not realizing this dude is on the basketball court with cleats, shoulder pads, trying to dribble a football and shoot it in the rim. Them points don't count, bruh. Them points don't count. So, I mean, I don't think there's nothing else to really talk about. I could stay on for a little while longer, but I mean, I guess I could go through, some of the Peace Bond Dog in the building. It is what it is. What else is there to say? I guess they're gonna do a rebuttal. I'm guessing. I want to see the rebuttal. Rebut Kramer's words. Peace, brother Ali Dawood L. Rebut Kramer's words. That I would love to see that. Peace, brother Looney. I see you. Just if you can rebut this man's own words, I'm gonna throw my hands up and say, you got it. Y'all are the illest people in this space. We don't even need to do Be the Power no more. We just gonna migrate our platform over to y'all's.
Yeah, my mic went out. So this thing does that. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of new stuff really, really soon. But y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all should, y'all can hear me. So I mean, I don't know why this mic goes out sometimes. This is crazy. It is what it is though. But is there any more that needs to be said? Conscious Funk, man, that's a good idea. Have attempts been made to bring Kramer on the platform? Maybe we should reach out to Kramer. Maybe we should reach out to him. You know, we bring Dr. Darity on as well, and A. Kirsten Mullen. I would love to have both of them come on. You know, I would love to have the OG Otis come on. Like I said, I want the OG Otis to have his own slot on Be the Power. We got, like I said, we got a whole page that's just sitting there. So everybody can make us the bad guy. I guess I can move this mic. Everybody can make us the bad guy, the troublemakers. They always starting stuff. They think they right about everything. Yeah, I'm on the screen twice, sis, because my mic went out. So I'm using the audio from my phone. I'm on StreamYard through my phone. So, you know, I could just talk a little bit now. You know, Joel Armstrong said, "Nah, he ain't just talking," because I already showed and proved. I could just talk a little bit. You know, this is, you know, it's hard. I invited them to come on, and we could have easily had the debate. They didn't like that we said Mud was looking weird last night. I mean, oh, okay. The y'all's claims are still y'all's claims. Y'all's claims. Lenny Lewis said, "Who's paying Elon for those Teslas? The United States government." And they got this stuff down to a science. If you listen to them, they'll tell you Tesla's whole backstory. He started off with a couple of hundred million or whatever it was, and then that broke off, and it became, you know, it became this, and then he broke up into this industry. The hell does that even mean? somebody, somebody tell me. Somebody tell me, what does that mean? What does that mean? How does that equate to getting 40 acres in a Tesla? Because Elon Musk became one of the richest men on the planet. How does his backstory help your claim? Come on. Like, let's get serious. People don't want to be chastised. We've been chastised over the years. We've been corrected. Let's share a story. Speaking of Dr. Darity, Brother Logic was having a debate one day on Twitter. It was with a neo-Confederate. And they were talking about going back and forth about taxation. And Brother Logic was going in based on our understanding at that time. And Dr. Darity commented, I don't know if he commented on the tweet or if he hit Logic up in the inbox. He said, "Hold on there, Brother Logic. That's not necessarily the case," talking about the tax dollars. And he suggested that Logic look into Stephanie Kelton's works on modern monetary theory. And Brother Logic did that. We all did. And it made sense because it's what was done. And just as providence, and we feel the spirit of our ancestors have been leading the way, then, you know, let me see. All right, let me pull this up, but let me finish. So, but what happened is that Brother Logic went, got the book. Josh got the book. They both read the book. They both came back, broke the book down to me and Ali, and Dr. Darity was right. And my brother Logic became a master of that information, and Josh could break it down too. I'll give y'all the abridged version of MMT. But like I was saying about Providence, right? During this pandemic, an article by the New York Times came out. Hold on, let's pull the article. Let's pull the article up. It's like this is just Providence. That's all it is. The ancestors and I believe and are working in our favor. Some people might not believe that. The spirit of our ancestors moves through us and lives through us. They are our DNA. That's our lineage, our ancestors. And we got to clarify that one day. Freedman is not a lineage. Freedman is the status of the people that's in our specific lineages, period. That's the lineage, your family. We got to start tightening up the language on everything. Everything. So here was the article, how the government pulls coronavirus relief money out of thin air. Let's go to find and pay. Now this is after, way after, Logic, was turned on to modern monetary theory, in which he put us on. And this article comes out, I believe this is September, because I remember when we did this live stream. What is the date on this? Oh man, April. Anyway, this was way after that tweet came out, and Brother Logic started studying it. And it says, playing out in the background of this shift is a debate over what is known as modern monetary theory, which says countries that control their own currency can run much larger budget deficits than they typically do, in part because of the power of central banks to create new money to help finance the shortfall. Then we got the man that created, that uncovered, I should say, this theory, Warren Mosler. For those of you who have it, because y'all been listening to these people on Clubhouse and the 6.2 quadrillion crew, go into the BTP archives. You don't even got to scroll far. This was like a month ago. Look for the interview we did with Warren Mosler, U.S. monetary and economic operations. Just go look at it. That's it. So let me see. Brother Logic said Elon is a direct lineage of a family that started the apartheid in South Africa, and they want to add to his wealth position. It's just silly. My brother Ibrahim said it right. It's silly. It's just silly. So, let me see. I want to pull this up, man. Let me close this out right here. Close this out. Okay, check that. Boom, boom. That's not it. Yeah, where's that article I just pulled up? Okay, there you go. Let's see. Okay, all right, Logic. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna pull this up because this is what happens when you're talking these stupid numbers, and the right gets a hold of it. Honors to Brother KS for contributing to the platform. So let's pull this up. Let's pull it up. That's right. Let's pull Logic comment up. I didn't stop there. I got in contact with the father. He called himself the grandfather. I think he said the great grandfather of MMT and got schooled from the horse's mouth. He got schooled from the horse's mouth, family. Like, come on, man. Like, we're not playing. We're not doing this for, and this is, if we brought him on so the whole family can get the education. This ain't no secret society. I don't know what these people are doing, but let's share this article. Share this article. You know, my brother Logic put this in our inbox, and let's blow this up. Oh, that's a new feature. I didn't know you could do that. All right, let me blow this up a little bit. Just a little bit more. See if y'all can see that. Okay. Let's go full screen. Mayor's back. This is texags.com. And this is a forum. Mayor back reparations that could cost 6.2 quadrillion or $151 million per descendant. I guess they left the slavery part out, but we know how white supremacists do. And it says, this is the kind of agenda we will see if Sleepy Joe wins. Mark me down as a big fat no. Well, I guess they don't know that Sleepy Joe is Jim Crow Joe. And he already said that when pressed on the issue of reparations, that we need to be investing in Latinos, Hispanics, because they are the future of this country. But of course, the Confederates don't know that. They, like other one-sided individuals who do not respect scholarship, is only going to look at their side of an argument. That's going to be it, and that's that. The nation's mayors on Monday backed the National Call for Reparations to 41 million Black people, a program that could cost taxpayers 6.2 quadrillion, a number that doesn't exist. This is what happens when you're dealing with silliness and silly numbers that do not exist monetarily. It's going to be made a mockery of. A mockery. And so they get into, you know, Sheila Jackson Lee, U.S. Conference of Mayors. They kind of muddle. What I'm looking at so far is that they muddle a bunch of different people that support reparations into one. And then the people, you know, they start with their comments. Only 6.2 quadrillion. Let me see. NASA planning mission asteroid worth 100 quadrillion. Somebody said it's all making sense now. This is the critique you get. I be watching Willie D channel. He says all the time, play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. This is what you get. This is what you get. $151 million for being Black, huh? I guess I identify as Black now. I'm rich. Just write them a check. Good luck on them being able to cash it. Counter proposal, $10 million per. Like, you know, we just keep going and going and going. I mean, this is what it is. This is what you open yourselves up to. You open yourselves up to being made a mockery of. Sit. Come on, man. We got to get serious. We got to get serious. So, I mean, I don't have too much more to say. I'm about to get off of here. But, and look, let me pull this up from Jay from Del Ammo. He says white people scoff at any number. That's a fact. But when you throw numbers out there that don't even exist, then, and when I say don't exist, I mean they don't exist monetarily. I told the Khaleesi sister when she was basically saying that Dr. Darity was lowballing us, you can't even count to 1 million. Try to have somebody stand there and count to 1 million. So count to 1 million. You'll impress me if you do that. You'll impress me. So, I mean, look, It is what it is. It is what it is. So, I came through. Let me see. He said, so if you know that, my brother Logic said, how smart is it to campaign on 6.2 quadrillion? It's a lot of comments. Honest to everybody, I can't see. Like I said, I couldn't see everything tonight. But it is what it is. This is what we do at Be the Power. And sometimes you gotta transform into a bull and go into people's china shops and just start wrecking stuff. All that counterfeit china. And sometimes you gotta be deliberate about it so people can know that you're serious. Like, this is a serious, serious undertaking that we all have to put on our backs. This ain't no game. This ain't no clout chase. Not for any of us. We are serious about this thing. Unequivocally. Make no mistake about it. So tap in with us, family. Tap in with us. Let me see. Hold on. Pull up one more of my bro's comments. Okay. This is how 6.2 quadrillion gets looked at politically. I keep telling y'all, government is the game and politics is how it's played. My brother Logic was appointed to a vacant seat, and correct me if I'm wrong on that, brother Logic, and then ran for that same seat and won it. Precinct committeeman. If you listen to any political scientists break down the precinct committeeman seat, they will tell you it is probably the most important seat in government. We played a video right here on Be the Power. As you get to see the machinery at work from that position right there. And my brother Logic has broken that down, and we're going to get back into everything. We're going to start teaching out of the Be the Power civics guy. Like, this is what we're doing in this reparation space is teaching. We're not just giving you political commentary. Go into these political spaces. We want to be sharp. We want to make sure that nobody can catch us up, trip us up, none of that. And we want to start building with people who have political experience. Where y'all at? Come link up with us because we're serious. We're not in this for catchy headlines and sound bites and logos of billionaire automobile companies with our names on some catchy. We're not in it for that. We're not in it for that. My brother Freeman Street said he just ordered the guide, and we need to have a conversation. Everybody that ordered the Be the Power Civics Guide, let me know whenever y'all want to come on the platform because we want to have a discussion. People do not understand civics. That's A. That's A, B, and C, actually. That's A, B, and C. Everybody trying to jump to Z. And what happened? Get ridiculed. And then the real reparationist is going to step in your way and say, you're not getting past this door at all. So y'all want to call us the gatekeepers of our Freeman legacy? I'll wear that. I'll wear that. No problem. My people ain't die and go through all of these atrocities so we could be running around with these silly phrases and silly numbers that can be found on no budget on the planet. The GDP of the whole world, just look it up. I'm gonna look, just look it up. The GDP of the whole world is only $84 trillion. Y'all coming to the table with 6.2 quadrillion because it makes you sound different. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So I'm gonna get off air, family. I'm gonna repeat the motto of my brother Logic. Government is the game and politics is how it's played. If you don't know how to play the game, go to that from scratch line. Remember Martin when he was at the DMV, that episode from scratch? Go to that line. And it's a long, long line. You got to stand there. You got to stand there until it's your turn to get up to the front desk. And it's simple as that. Simple as that. Politics, government is the game, and politics is how it's played. And I'll leave y'all with the motto of the platform, which is don't just fight the power, become the power. And then and only then will you have the power to make a change. With that, say peace.